Describe 2 disadvantages of leasing a car. Go. Oh, does it say describe, folks? Does it say describe? Ooh, okay, let's highlight that. A bit more than just statement. Yeah. Anybody? Come on.
You don't get to own it at the end of
Okay. You don't own it at the end of the lease. Can I just say this? I will. Yeah. Yeah. Andrew, are you gonna say that? He stole it. Interception. You guys are funny. You are not allowed to modify / customize the vehicle. Anybody else? So now.
More expensive than oh wait, no.
I would say you're almost there. It's more expensive. Why? There's one big reason why leasing is dangerous. At the end of the lease, you bring it back, and they'll look at something in particular, or not the mileage. Yes. So you can say more expensive. I will just go ahead and do that because I feel like a lot of you will be tempted to say that. More expensive. Why? You may have to pay for additional mileage. And then I'll say, okay, let's keep going. You may have to pay for extra wear and tear. For extra wear and tear. Right? So if you if the seats are kind of worn out quite a bit, if you have dents and scratches, they will look at all of that and they'll charge you extra for it because it's technically their car. They want to sell that car. I think we've got enough. You could also say you always have a payment. You never, like if you keep leasing consistently, you will always have a payment. So you could also mention that fact. Hey, we kind of nailed it. You cannot use it as an asset as well, right? Like if the bank, like the other day I wanted to take out a loan. They're like, hey, what do you have? What do you own? Well, I have 2 cars, I said. It's like, okay, what are they? They take all that information. When you lease, you can't give that as an asset. They cannot see it as like, oh, okay, if you don't pay, they'll take your car. They can't do that. Okay, keep going. Oh, financing. Or as some Americans say, financing. Some say financing. All right, 4 marks, guys. Ring the alarm, right? Be careful. Carter is purchasing a new vehicle. I would say that is a key word for us. I'm just going to highlight it. It may or may not come in handy. For $27,800, what does it say here? This throws students off sometimes. After taxes, and I know some of you are going to raise your hands like, does this mean taxes are included or do I have to add taxes? And I'm going to say, sorry, I cannot help you with that because I would literally be giving you information. That means is taxes included. Taxes already. Because just read it again, like it's $27,800 after taxes, right? After the taxes have been paid, this is what you're going to pay. He makes a down payment of $3,000. That's important. I'm going to give it a different color. And the bank offers financing for 5 years at 6.25%. Here we go. I would hope that you would all ace this one. Calculate the monthly payment. 3 marks for this one. You see that? That's a lot. So here we go. Payment is price minus any down times table divided by 1,000. That's how you find your payment. So I'm going to go, the price of the car is $27,800. The down payment is $3,000. What's my table value? 5 years meets 6.25% interest. So you just go over and down. It's 1945. Sometimes, folks, sometimes they will give you this. They'll say you pay, a certain amount per $1,000 of loan. So they will not give you the table. Don't be alarmed. Just like they just gave you that already. Okay. So 3,000 take away. Oops. If you take 3,000 away from this, you get 24,800, and you multiply that by 1945 over 1,000. So let's go ahead. That's 4236. Bingo. So the province says, what do they say here? You get a mark for taking the down payment off. Where is the other mark? Oh yeah, and you get a mark for getting the table value, and then you get a mark for actually calculating it correctly. Calculate the total paid for the vehicle by the end of the 5 years. Total paid for the vehicle. How would you do this one? This is total paid for the car. Do you remember that? Do you have this formula on your total paid for the vehicle? Do you have that one? Anyone? TPC? How would you figure out what you paid for the car, not the bank? Well, you paid the bank, you paid this much times 12 times 5, right? You made 60 payments of 482.36. But what else did you pay towards the car? The down payment is $3,000. You paid that, right? So this is what you paid the bank. I will say that TPB, and this is the down. So let's go ahead and do that. 482.36 times 12 times 5 plus 3. Oh, there's something that I need to alert you of. $, and one more thing. Is that correct? Just go 0.6. Nope, you gotta put a 0 here. You gotta watch for this, okay? If it's a dollar amount and there are cents, you have to have 2 decimals there. I don't think we'll make it through vehicle finance, but could be wrong. Still, it's okay. We'll get as far as we get, and we'll come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Friday. Okay, let's keep going. A previously leased vehicle with an original value of 18,300 is for sale in Manitoba at a Manitoba dealership. The residual value is 58%. Calculate the total cost to buy the vehicle after taxes. I should probably make sure you understand that it's after taxes. This is the OG. I snuck that into my lesson. The OG price. And it's the residual value. And so residual is residue. Like this is how much is left of this. Because watch this. The original is 100%, correct? And it says when you're done with the lease, it's only worth 58% of what it used to be. So here we go. We simply go 18,300 times 0.58. You divide that by 100, by the way, to get 0.58. So let's figure out what that is. You get a mark for this step. 1 mark just for doing this part. This is BF tax. Your best friend tax. Okay. And what are the taxes going to be on this? You can't ask Siri the day of the exam. Where are you buying it from? You're buying it at a Manitoba dealership. So let's say you draw a blank. When you're done the lease, it's a used car, but it's a used car from a dealership. This page is going to be available to you. So I'm taking the back of the formula sheet. You're buying a used car from the dealership. You pay PST and GST. You pay both. I will say this, if it's leasing, if there's any taxes at all, it's always 12%. Because you're always leasing from a dealer. Okay? So 10,614 times 1.12, that automatically adds the taxes to it. Remember, if you see anything at a store and you want to know the price after tax, like especially electronics and stuff, not bread or milk, cheese, anything like that is not taxed. But anything that is like finished product that is taxed 12%, just multiply by 1.12 and you know the price with tax. This is after tax. And I clearly indicate that this is my final answer. Okay. Remember, for a lease, the down payment is never taxed. I don't know if you have the lease formulas on there, but okay, I keep going. Oh, this is another one that, in my opinion, these are easy marks, but on the review, a lot of you didn't know what to do with this one. On page 15, Paige is planning to go on a 3,000 kilometer road trip. She owns a truck and a car. The truck uses 8.5 liters per 100 kilometers. The car uses 6 liters per 100 kilometers. State which vehicle Paige should use if she wants to get the best fuel economy. The best fuel economy is the lowest number. Lowest number. The lowest number, the lowest fuel economy is the best. So the car uses less. 6 liters per 100 kilometers. She should choose should choose the car. Only uses 6 liters. The truck uses 8.5.
One thing I learned was if you're doing this in real life, if you have a lot of stuff with you, the car could actually have worse mileage over the road trip, and the truck could have better because it uses more power, so it takes less gas to bring all of your cargo.
That is very true. Yeah. Yeah. A small car has to work way harder to haul all that cargo. Yes, you got it. And it's significant, the difference. State the number of liters used during the trip by the vehicle you selected in Part A. We selected the car, so we have to go 6 liters. You're not calculating the fuel economy, it's already given. Okay. 6 liters over 100 kilometers. And what goes on this side? How far are we driving? Right? They're telling us that we're driving 3,000 kilometers. So 6 liters per 100, you're wondering how many liters for 3,000 kilometers. And what do you do here? Cross multiply and divide. Times 6, 18,000 divided by 100. It's 180 liters. They could have said, hey, the car uses 6 liters per 100 kilometers. If you had 50 liters, how far could you drive? Right, guys? They could have done that to you. So then you would plug in the 50 liters up here and just figure out the distance you could drive on 50 liters, right? So don't think it's always going to be like this, but it's the setup that matters. State the total cost of fuel if gas cost $1.23 per liter. Cost would simply be number of liters times the price. So in this case, it's 180 times $1.23. So we just go 180 times 1.23. That's 221.40. Never add taxes to gas, okay, to fuel, because the price you see at the pump has all the applicable taxes already on it. Okay. Anybody know what the government did for 6 months? Do you see signs? They stopped the 14 cents a liter tax for 6 months. Okay, so it's fulfilling the promise, right, during the campaign. Okay, next. What is this? What's happening here? Let's read this one. Desiree is purchasing a vehicle in Manitoba. Oh yeah, there it is. That should ring a bell. It's a private sale for $12,000. There's a lien search. Does that ring a bell? A lien search was done for $18,000. The book value of the vehicle is listed to be $13,500. And Desiree has a safety check performed. I'm running out of highlighters. What do I have next here? Purple. Safety check for 40. Calculate the total cost of purchasing a vehicle after taxes. Okay, using the table below. We're not going to use no table because Mr. Jason gave me the formula. Used private. What did it call for? It's the price plus price slash book times 0.07 because you only pay PST on that. If you're watching this way down in the future, 10 years from now, PST may not be 7%. You replace that with whatever that is, okay? Then the next one was, what did I have next? Parts? No, safety. It doesn't really matter. Safety, and safety gets taxed 5%. So we're going to multiply by 1.05. We want to get the total, including the taxes. Do you remember why I break this down? So the price, and then you're going to add the taxes to the price, but it's based on the greater of these two. Then that's plus parts and labor times 1.12. And then it's lien, no taxes. Okay. That is the formula I gave you. So let's start. The price of this is $12,000. That's what Desiree found the car to be worth. And then the book value is the one that goes in here because it's greater. And that's what Autopack is going to charge you PST on. The safety is $40. We're going to add 5% to it. There are no parts and labor here, okay, not mentioned, so we just omit that altogether and just add the lien at the end. And now we clean it up. So 13,500 times 0.07, that's 945, plus 40 times 1.05 is 42, plus 18. So let's add that all up. $13,005. After tax, it's already taxed. So I'll be adding more taxes to that. We're good. Let me see here. We have some repairs, some factors that affect your insurance, and depreciation. Okay. So I'm going to stop this here.